What if the way you react is not who you are? What if it's something you learned and never questioned? Most people believe they know who they are. They say, "This is my nature," or "This is how I am," or "This is just how I respond." But if you look closely, what most people call their nature is often a pattern they learned early and have been living through unconsciously ever since. The way you react when challenged, the way you speak when questioned, the way you behave when you feel insecure, threatened, or unseen, none of this appeared randomly. It was learned. And once learned, it was repeated. As life unfolded through family, school, culture, and survival, the mind observed carefully. It noticed what reduced pain, what avoided conflict, what gave control, and what earned approval. When a response worked, even once, the mind stored it. That was intelligence. But here's something rarely examined. Do you know that the same intelligence can later become the very thing that traps you? Because intelligence, when it operates without awareness, keeps repeating what once worked without ever asking whether it still serves you. This is where ignorance begins. Ignorance does not mean lack of intelligence. It means living without awareness of what is actually happening inside you. It is a learned blindness. And just as darkness cannot stand in the presence of light, ignorance cannot stand in the presence of awareness. When awareness is absent, intelligence keeps functioning, but it functions mechanically, automatically, repeating the past in the present. What once helped you survive becomes the only way you know how to respond, even when the situation no longer requires it. Over time, responses turn into habits. Habits harden into patterns, and patterns quietly become a personality. Not your true self, but a mask shaped by repetition. You stop choosing, you start reacting, often without realizing it. Life then begins to feel tense or disconnected, not because something dramatic has gone wrong, but because you are living through a learned mask rather than your real nature. Ancient wisdom is very clear about this. These patterns are not natural traits. They are not innocent misunderstandings. They are misaligned tendencies formed in ignorance and strengthened by repetition. These patterns distort perception, damage relationships, and quietly move life away from balance, often without obvious warning signs. The most dangerous part is that they feel like you, and because they feel like you defend them, even when they are hurting you and others around you. Let's look at these tendencies one by one. The first tendency is arrogance, also known as inflated self-image. Imagine a team meeting at work. One person consistently speaks last, not loudly, not aggressively, but with calm authority. Each time someone presents an idea, this person rephrases it, refines it, or adds a better way to see it. Over time, the team begins to hesitate before speaking. People shorten their thoughts, some stop contributing altogether. The person believes they are adding clarity, but the others, already conditioned to seek approval and avoid correction, begin to shrink and hold back. Their conditioning reinforces his pattern, and his pattern deepens their conditioning, creating a quiet imbalance. This is not confidence. It is a hardened identification with one's own understanding, where truth becomes possession and conversation becomes hierarchy. Ancient wisdom calls this misaligned because humility disappears and listening dies, leaving connection weakened on both sides. The second tendency to look at is pride, also known as inflated authority or dominance. Picture a family setting where one person always decides what time everyone should eat, where should they go, how things should be done. Even small matters are corrected. Others comply, not because they agree, but because resistance feels exhausting and emotionally costly. The controlling person believes they are being responsible. The others conditioned to avoid conflict, stop asserting themselves, and slowly withdraw. Over time, the controller feels burdened, and the rest feel invisible and unheard. Each side reinforces the other. Control feeds submission, and submission feeds control. Ancient wisdom marks this as misaligned because trust is replaced by dominance and relationship turn into power struggles instead of connection. The third tendency is anger. Reactive, explosive, uncompromising. Imagine a disagreement between two close people. One raises a concern calmly, the other reacts instantly. Voice raised, words sharp, accusations thrown. Anger does not pause to understand, it attacks. It says the harshest thing possible. The one on the receiving end withdraws, learns to stay silent next time, and avoids honesty to protect themselves. Their silence reinforces the angry person's belief that anger works and get results. This cycle repeats. Anger grows stronger, communication dies. Ancient wisdom is uncompromising here. Anger is destructive, reactive, and always misaligned. It burns both the one who expresses it and the one who absorbs it, leaving lasting damage. Let's move on to the fourth tendency, conceit, also expressed as harshness, comparison, and pleasure in another's pain. Imagine a workplace where two colleagues are quietly compared. One fails a presentation, the other feels relief. Not happiness, not celebration, just easing. That relief comes from comparison. The person who failed now feels smaller, already conditioned to doubt themselves. The other feels temporarily taller, even if nothing has truly changed. This silent exchange strengthens insecurity on both sides and deepens separation. Ancient wisdom calls this misaligned because compassion is replaced by comparison and peace becomes dependent on another's fall. The fifth tendency is greed, a constant lust for more. Picture someone who has achieved what they once wanted, a promotion, recognition, success. Within days, restlessness returns. They scan for the next goal. They cannot sit still. Their family notices. They are never fully present, even when physically there. The person believes they are ambitious, but those around them adapt by lowering expectations of connection and closeness. This reinforces the inner belief that fulfillment lies ahead, not here. Ancient wisdom identifies this as misaligned because completeness is endlessly postponed and life becomes a chase without rest. The sixth and the final tendency is delusion, also known as confusion or distorted perception. Imagine a close relationship where one person reacts entirely from emotion. A delayed reply becomes rejection. A neutral comment becomes insult. There is no pause, no inquiry. Each reaction creates distance. The other person becomes cautious, then silent to avoid further conflict. The emotionally reactive person interprets that silence as proof of their assumptions. The cycle closes. This is delusion, where unexamined emotion replaces clarity. Ancient wisdom treats this as one of the most dangerous patterns because it blocks self-correction entirely and traps a person inside their own misinterpretation. These patterns do not exist in isolation. One person's pattern always interacts with another's conditioning. One reinforces the other. That is how families form patterns. That is how workplaces develop cultures. That is how societies normalize misalignment without noticing it. The tragedy is not that these masks exist. The tragedy is that people forget they are masks and defend them as identity. Ancient wisdom does not excuse these patterns. It exposes them so they can be seen clearly. They begin as seeds planted early. With repetition, they grow into strong trees that overshadow everything else. Left unseen, they dominate the inner world and quietly harm everyone around. The way out is not fixing, suppressing, or becoming better. The way out is seeing. The moment a pattern is seen clearly, without justification and without self attack, it begins to loosen. Awareness does not fight the pattern, it makes it unnecessary. That is how real transformation begins. And yet, despite all this, ignorance is often misunderstood. There is a saying that is often repeated that ignorance is bliss. But if you look closely at life, ignorance is not bliss at all. Ignorance is pain that has become familiar. It is pain expressed as misalignment, as conflict in relationships, as tension in the mind, and as patterns that quietly make both you and the people around you miserable. When ignorance operates, life becomes mechanical. Reactions replace choice. Habits replace clarity. As long as ignorance is misunderstood as comfort or safety, there is no urgency to awaken awareness. But when the pain of ignorance is clearly understood, not intellectually but experientially, something shifts. Awareness no longer feels like an abstract idea. It becomes essential, and it is only then that real transformation begins, not as effort, not as improvement, but as a natural return to clarity, balance, and truth. In the next video, we will look at what are often called higher or positive tendencies. We will examine how even these can quietly become masks when they are misunderstood. Because real alignment is not a personality, it is not a role, it is not something you become, it is what remains when all patterns are seen clearly and no longer need to be worn. Your time is precious, and I truly value that you chose to spend it here. Thank you for being here. If this touched you, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. This is Inner Wisdom Space, a channel for inner clarity, purpose, and spiritual insight.